Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both think the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. I was a mountain woman, my mama's best friend. When they were young, they sing their songs on nature radio. They grew up, but they stayed close. Maybe the man had a couple kids. She got sick, I had to let her go. Well, X showed up one day and now them same old songs still playing. It's we've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. McCall was a real good boy, man's best friend. When he was a pup, he'd run and jump and play till the cows came home. He grew up, but he stayed young. Lord's the day he was born. He turned 13, we had to let him go. Well, I don't know how or when, but I can't wait to see him again. And it's we've been high, we've been low. Life moves fast, so take it slow. Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Guess we both like the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old.
What's up, Bills Mafia? Happy Tuesday. That means happy K-Gun Report. It's a therapy session today. We often say after a loss, we're going to come here and talk about it. We have our season finale coming up, Bills versus Jets. Can't wait for it. And, I've been sick. I'm not feeling all that great, so we're going to pound through this show. Leave the comments as we always do. We have our friend Corey from BWO joining us. 3 up, 3 down, keys to success, all that good stuff. Let me hit this intro. We'll see you guys in a minute or two.
Hey Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
You all know, go Buffalo. What's up, Bills Mafia? I am your host of the K-Gun Report, Scott, Scooter Magruder, whatever you call me. You hear the boys call me a whole bunch of names. Usually it's pretty PG-13. What's up, Jarrod? What's going on, brother?
I don't know, a little something going on this weekend, and I'm kind of pumped about, if you know what I mean. So I'm getting dressed to the occasion. Man, a big loss, not a big loss, 12-13 against Philadelphia Eagles this past week. Am I worried? No. I'll tell you why later. Go Bills.
There you go. And last minute add to the panel, our friend who's always up for a good time, Corey Teed from the BWO, who goes live on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. The BWO, hit him up if you have a chance. What's up, Corey? Thanks for joining. We got a lot to talk about. You know how the show goes. Tell us what's up, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks you guys for having me. I just saw the thing last minute. I was like, oh man, dang. I was like, my computer's at home, but I got my phone. I'm definitely trying to talk Bills today. So no, I appreciate you guys having me on.
No problem, bro. We saw it last minute. That's why you saw it last minute. For those of you who don't know, I am drinking hot tea. I have positive for flu A. So Don't stand too close to the screen, y'all. You'll get sick. Let's hit up the comments, guys, and then we'll get into our 3 ups and 3 downs. I have a bunch of stats to show you all and all that stuff. No, first let's talk about what's going on this week. First of all, it's the season finale of the 2025 season, and they're playing the New York Jets, right? A lot of people don't know the Jets were the first team, I believe, that they ever played in this stadium. And fittingly enough, they're finishing out in the stadium. Now, we all know it's the red helmets, but I also heard it's the current home jersey, which is interesting because they also wear a white home jersey. So I don't know what their jersey is going to look like. I think it's going to look pretty sweet if it is the red with this jersey, but who knows? What do you think, Corey? How do you think they're going to come out?
I don't know if it was just a regular post or if it was the actual Bills one. I didn't get a chance to look at it too much. I just saw one with the blue jerseys and it looked like the game day ones that they do. So either way, man, like you said, the red helmet, it just looks sick. Yeah, that's what I just saw that right there that Jerry's holding up. The blue with that red.
Oh, okay.
Which, like I said, I was hoping for the white myself jersey, but that blue, man, it just gives the old school vibe. It's like the new jersey, but kind of old schoolish. So myself, my brother, and I believe Spartan, we're actually going to the game. Tickets are down to like $120 right now, and they keep dropping. I believe today it's been like $80 they dropped. They went from like 200 down to almost 100 in one day. Me and Spartan been looking all day long. So we're going to pull the trigger and go this weekend.
Good.
There you go. Jarrod, where were you pulling those from?
That was Buffalo Bills Twitter, X, right from the source.
Right from the source.
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome to hear. I am a fan of the red. Of course, I started watching in '89, so they wore the red to the 4 Super Bowls. I witnessed all those heartbreaking losses, so I'm partial to that. There's a lot of the younger generation, Corey. I'm going to include you in that. Did you watch any red helmet games?
Some of the original, not like the original ones, but just the end of the era. And then when they brought it back, I think for 1 year or something. It was either with Flutie or with Bledsoe, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe before or right before them. One of them, I know right when I started like remembering when I was old enough to just remember was like the last year they had the red helmets and then they swithed.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So it would have been the red helmet.
Yeah,
it would have been the red helmet, but it would have had a little gray and light blue in it too. Within the stripes. So yeah, that's the ugly helmets, ugly jersey combo that they had.
Yep, that weird blue electric blue jersey they came out with when we had Bledsoe on them.
It was exciting at the time, but the more you watched, it was like, oh man, who thought of that?
We were hoping for something to change. That's why.
Right. So let's up the comments, brother. Josh Cook right off the get says, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Josh?"
Hey.
Patrick Hughes, head of the table, aka the 2025 K-Gun Fantasy Champ in the house, and return of the red helmet. Let's go. Yes, congratulations, Patrick. He won. We have a K-Gun report, or K-Gun Fantasy Football League, 12 of us. He won it.
Is he the commissioner? Weird how that happened.
Yeah, kind of weird. No,
Congratulations.
We co-op that, and but nope. Congratulations, Jarrod. He said he'll grab the helmet, the Rager, this upcoming year, so that gives you plenty of time to get his name decal put on the back of that helmet.
I don't have it, Rob. Ryan Thomas has to deliver. So,
right. But still, you come up with a sticker, right?
Yeah, I'll get the stickers.
Very cool. And then what else we got there? Patrick, congratulations. Have to say it again. There's always next year too. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Now we can complain about the damn 1-point loss and look forward to beating the Jersey Jets. Go Bills, says Ellen. What's up, beautiful Ellen Arts? Another beautiful Paulette Brown. Good evening, my loving Mafia family. Let's go, Buffalo. Good evening, Paulette. They should have just tied it. Lisa, I know there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's the hindsight 2020. There's a lot of people.
I don't think I'm trusting a kicker that just came in over Josh Allen.
Who pick me?
I know. But we'll get there. Let's get through the comments.
Yeah.
Actually, no, let's stay here.
There's so much.
Let's stay here. So to set the setting, we all know what happened. Bagley just got blocked an extra point. Statistics say that the next extra point to be attempted, 99.98% success rate. McDermott still decided against it. He went for 2. My take, I said go for 2 and win it. That was my take right off the bat. So
yeah, I sent the message to you. I say go for 2, and Scott responds, I don't disagree with that. So
the reason for that is, yeah, they should have just tied it. I agree, Lisa. It would have been nice if they tied it. The defense was doing their thing, but they came up with a play call that should have won the game. Josh Allen just did not deliver.
yeah, it was there.
Jarrod, what's your take?
No, that's exactly it. If we rewind, if that extra point was not blocked, then we would have kicked the extra point to win it or go in overtime. So the fact that it was blocked, I trust McDermott. This is why he makes the big bucks. I think he made the exact right call that he needed to. Bagley missed a field goal last week too, so or an extra point anyway. So he has a track record that isn't very successful. The right play was called at the right time. A rollout. I don't know if you guys go back and watch that play again. Allen could have ran that in, or he could have passed it in. And he had a wide open Shakir in the back of the end zone, so he passed it. The play was perfect. They just didn't develop.
Execute.
And I would take a pass from Allen to Shakir 9 times out of 10 over a kicker that's been missing trying to tie the game.
All right, Corey, you're up.
I agree. Literally exactly what Jerry said. At first, I was like, nah, you go for 2. Like you said, he just missed one. He's only been there a few weeks or a couple days, whatever. So, like you said, Allen to Shakir. I don't know. I think Allen just got a little too excited and pulled the trigger a little too far to the left a little bit. So, I mean, Shakir had to step on him. So I said, and I literally said it. I was like, that is the first time. And I know that we could have been in different situations had we made some different plays, flags on different ways, yada, yada. But I was like, that's the first time Allen lost the game. Damn. I was like, he can't blame no one. Damn it, Allen. And I was like, not that. And like I said, just excitement came down to it. But I'm also, like I said, I'm kind of glad it happened. Not glad we lost. But now when it gets to the big dance, Allen knows, take a second. Don't just, take your time. Let it happen.
You learn more. You learn more from your mistakes than you do your successes.
Yep. I coach youth football. We tell them it's not a loss; it's learning experience. That's how that is. They should have just tied it. Yeah, we just saw that, Lisa. I'm sorry to put that back up there. I hope you all doing well in crazy weather in Buffalo. Yes, for all those that are going through that high winds, rain, snow, all that good stuff. Just drive safe, would you? Ellen Larts, true facts, but they should have done that. Yep. Robbie Snyder says, "What's up, Robbie? Hey, Scott, Jarrod, and Corey. Go Bills."
Long time no see, buddy.
John John's hello, Mafia family. Oh, well, a little short against the Eagles. Short memories, as I always say. Go Bills.
Another thing to think about is McDermott we already know our seeding is going to be not in the well, I guess if you won, we would have had next week to determine the AFC East, but go out there and win it. We're in the playoffs already. You can either get out of this game healthy with one play, or go to overtime and chance more injuries, because, Cook came out of this a little banged up. Allen re-injured a little toe. Thank God it's his ankle. Maybe I think it's his ankle. I'd rather have that than a knee, but no, I think again, all choices that were made were successful.
Yep. Jim Graham coming from the tubes. I don't mind the 2-point try. What's up, Jim? Patrick Hughes said, "Who didn't you trust more at the time, Josh or a kicker?" Yeah, we trust Josh. In Josh, we trust. And the kicker got released after all the misses. Yes, he did. He got released today. They suck at 2-point conversions. Patrick plus McDermott OT record stinks. Johns, I agree with the 2-point conversion. If he makes it, he's a hero. Correct. And Robbie said, "I'm working on new content. Go Bills." Good for you, Robbie. Good for you.
Damn, hit that mute button.
I try, but the cough sneaks up on me. That's the only thing remaining from this sickness I had. A little congestion and a cough, but I've been fever-free for quite some time now. So
we just went through it over here, man. We just got over it.
Did yours last? Like, it says 5 to 7 days.
I was like in bed with the fever part of it for 2 days solid, and then the cough part and the chest part, I mean, that lasted up until just a day or two ago. It finally passed.
Yep. It's a rough one. And unfortunately, they got it wrong with the vaccine.
I was looking forward to tonight because my voice was shot this morning, so I was hoping to come in a little bit like this. You know what I mean? Speak a little bit more softer and deeper, but it kind of came back. So now it's a little bit more squeakier, back to my normal self.
All right, Jarrod, I was going to cut you off with
smooth, but
3 up, 3 down. Brought to you by the FLX Mafia. Bills fans in the Finger Lakes.
All right, I could just throw that out there and shut you right up, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did. All right, so what we like to do here, guys, in the K-Gun Report, we'll start off the half the show. It's only quarter after, or quarter to 9, so we're doing pretty well right now. We like to do our 3 up and 3 downs. There's 3 of us, so it works out perfect. The name of the game is we give each of us an up, which something good that happened for the Buffalo Bills offensively, and a down, something bad. And we do the same for the defense, and we do the same for the special teams. Like I said, there's 3 of us, so it works out perfect. I do want to see your guys' ups and downs in the comments. You know we are a fan-first perspective show, and we get you guys involved because that's what we love, our organic followers that follow us every week, week in and week out. So leave your ups and downs. We'll throw them up there. I'd be remiss to mention before we get too into it, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Hit them up on all social media platforms, especially X, Twitter. Almost 180,000 strong. Hit them up, check them out. They do a lot of other podcasts, live streams that are like us. Like people, so hit them up. And then obviously the show is sponsored by 26 Shirts, 26shirts.com. All you need to know about them is on their website. Hit them up. They're a charity that gives out merch for, and the money is raised for upstate New York families, Western New York families. I tell people when they go there and buy something, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. They give the full story of where the money is going to and why they're helping that family or person in need. 26shirts.com. .com. 3 up, 3 down, just exactly as it is. I'll start at the bottom. First with our up offensively. Corey, give us an up for this week's game offensively.
The passing game. Like I said all year, I've been wanting to see a 100-yard receiver. I've been wanting to see some deep balls, and some of those catches, man, that catch by Cooks was insane. That catch by Shavers was insane. It's arguably 2 of the best catches all year in the league. Like that was awesome. Even though we lost, I love seeing the offense throw the ball around, even in the pouring rain like that. To see it like that, it gives me hope, knowing that okay, we kind of, like I said, we lost the game. Still, I get that, but like we were all talking about earlier, there was a lot of positives, and Scott humbled us a little bit, and I like that, but. Like I said, I can't not get over that passing game. I've had a high on it for the last couple of days, going back watching highlights on it. I was so excited. I hope we can keep it up and get better off of it.
Yep, the passing game was pretty impressive. 23 of 35, 262 yards passing for Josh Allen. No touchdowns, obviously. Both the scores were tush pushes. Where social media is going crazy about, the Bills didn't want the tush push, and now they scored twice on it against a team that uses it. But they'll get over that when they realize what Josh Allen's touchdowns are all about. But yeah, those statistics. Brandon Cooks, 4 catches, 101 yards, 6 targets, but a lot of them were up and go get them, 50-50. Tyrell Shaver, same story. Wide receivers look good. It was refreshing to see that that out of our offense. Jimmy Graham is throwing it up there. Cooks isn't up. Yep, He's definitely up. Jarrod, give us your up.
Don't forget that Brandon Cooks, he misread Allen's key and he went in instead of out. That would have been another big touchdown catch too if he would have just been going out. But yeah, I have the same thing. Corey. Our receivers showed up. I think we've been waiting for this all year. The deep ball, I think essentially we got a pass interference call out of it too. That comes with those big up and go balls. Essentially we went 4 for 5 on deep balls, including that penalty. So that's going to open up a lot of things going forward for the run game, for the underneath stuff, and more of the passing game for Josh Allen. It's not going to allow those safeties to stay up to defend the middle there. If now we have Brandon Cooks, who, when he caught those balls, you could tell he loves it here already. I want to give a specific up to Dawson Knox going 5 for 5. Every target that he got thrown to him, he caught for 30 yards. I know 30 yards doesn't seem a lot, but 5 for 30 yards means that he's like a safety valve or a specific first down target, and he made an impact on every ball that he had. So Dawson Knox, again, being there when we need him. He's 1 touchdown, away from an incentive, so hopefully we'll see him this weekend. Get it?
Yep. Bosa's, I think, a sack away from an incentive too, but he's already making 12.6. He doesn't need the money.
This was a beautiful decoy out there. He was moving around a lot. It was good to see him. No, he got 1 target, but no, I think things are coming together with this wide receiver room, and I'm excited. They just signed back. Oh my God,
Hardman to the practice squad.
There we go. Yep. So we'll see what that brings, but nope. Good to see the deep ball coming in. Josh looked good throwing it, and hopefully that evolves into something positive these next 5 games that we win.
Buffalo Spartan says, "Oh snap, I'm late. Mafia, mount up. This is Sparta." Welcome, Buffalo Spartan.
Red helmet.
Corey, you want to do the mount up?
The what?
Mafia.
Mafia! Mount up! I'd do it louder, but it'd probably cut out.
I did mine as loud as I could, but my voice won't let me go any higher. There you go. I'll go with my up, guys. I'm piggybacking both of you guys. I thought the run game did enough to keep the linebackers and safeties honest, but it's got to be the decision. I'm going to go specifically Josh Allen. The decision to actually go deep. I think a lot of the play calls suggested he had to go deep just because of the play action. And when you see a quarterback do play action and their hips automatically and their shoulders automatically go like that, that means they're ready to launch.
Yeah.
So you see when Josh does that and all of a sudden he's looking up going like that, he's made up his mind. He just needs to figure out where to put the ball. And he made up his mind. He put the ball deep and his receivers did go up and get it. Hopefully that's a little bit of something we'll see in the future. It's a trust issue when it comes to those 50-50 balls, guys. It's a trust issue. So I think Brandon Cooks and Shavers earned his trust a little bit. I wouldn't rely on those plays, but it's a hell of a spark when you can get it. And it did spark this offense.
Rely on those plays.
Yeah.
Rely on those plays. Like Corey said, the weather was shitty and these guys are making those catches.
Yeah, man.
Tyrell, I want to give a huge shout out to Tyrell Shavers. He's been one of those guys, those unsung heroes all season, and he had his chance to go up and get one, and he got it. And if you want to see a team player, I compared him to Hollis.
Mac Hollins.
Yeah, Mac Hollins last year. He's a team player, blocker. Whenever they score, he's celebrating. Just go right to number 14 when they score because he's doing some funny stuff. Tyrell Shavers, man, I love what he's doing, and hopefully he's going to be one of those young, unknown guys that becomes something special during this playoff push.
There you go. And there's our ups. Thanks for joining in the comments. Now we're going downs, guys, offensively. We started at the bottom, went to the top. Now we're going to start at the top. My down is easily Joe Brady again. I did compliment the passing calls going deep. It's almost like they're called that way. But that specific last drive, second down, time is running out, and you run that stupid dive. Not sure why. And then the very next play is that screen play. And I just don't get it. We're down. We're trying to drive. They know it's coming because we all called it in the groups. We're saying, here's this time for the screen, and screen. So his play calls, it's almost like he wanted to do those stupid plays so he could say, hey, guys, look at the flea flicker or the hook and ladder I just called. You know, the same call I had to do last time we were down by a bunch of points and have to come back. Let's not get to that point where we have to do those stupid plays. That was a good play, but it shouldn't have to come down to that. You don't, when you're down in the fourth quarter and there's 4 minutes left in the game and you're 70 yards away from scoring because you have to score TD, not a field goal, you don't do a simple dive. You just don't. And then you don't do a screen on third down. You got to give yourself the opportunity to get the first down. And that's by having a pass where you're leading one of our receivers into the first down or coming up with something, even a draw. I'd take a draw, not a simple dive. You need to make these defenders start backpedaling so you can get up the field. And those two plays weren't it. And he got lucky as hell that Ty Johnson. And who caught that ball that pitched it to him? Was that Shavers again?
That was Ray Davis. Oh, that caught the ball. It was Ty Johnson. Who caught the ball?
Who pitched it to
Shavers.
Shavers. Still, it should not come down to that. It was almost like he wanted to showboat and say, hey, look what I got in my back pocket.
That's what I was thinking too, Scott. I think don't do that on 4th and 15 or 4th and 10 at the end of the game. Right. Do that on third down when they're during the game.
Yep.
When you're down maybe when you're down 13-0. Do it in the third quarter to get something going. Because obviously that was a good spark.
It was, and it was unnecessary because it shouldn't have been to that point. But that's my down is Joe Brady again. Stubborn coordinators aren't going to change their ways. This is the season we will see throughout the playoffs, I think, is just dumb play calls and hoping that Josh puts on the cape and creates something special out of it. That's my down. Jarrod, you're next.
You guys are all going to be upset with me when I say that our down was actually Josh Allen's mistakes this week. Going down and doing that, which kind of annoys me because when they reviewed it, they said there must not have been enough to overturn that play, the tuck rule. So Josh gave them the ball pretty much the 35-yard line. His players didn't give up on that fumble, but he did, which kind of annoyed me a little bit. But I understand too. All right, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
You're shaking up a bit, but I can hear you.
All right. So Josh Allen with his little mistakes and the fumble, and then at the end he missed that ball. So I know he plays a lot of Superman ball. He carries his team a lot, but this is, like Corey said, it's the first time that we've seen him lose the game, and I think his mistakes were essentially the reason why.
He looks tired. Hate to say it already. He looks tired. Corey, what's your down for offense?
I agree with you, Scott. Joe Brady. I mean, all year I've been trying to find something and maybe just blame the receivers a little more than they deserve. And like, oh, maybe it's just we have shitty receivers and they're not as good as we thought. But they prove, like you said, Shavers, every time they call his number, really, he makes a grab. Cooks has been tore it up the other day. So I think Joe Brady, like you said, with the trick plays, he has no business calling trick plays when he can't even call regular plays.
Yep.
So that guy, if anybody has to go at the end of the year, it has to be him. And I'm sorry to say it. I try to look for the good. I try to keep it positive, but this guy is just proven game after game after game. Like you said, I'm excited for the playoff run. I'm excited for that. I'm not excited for our play calling though. The offense, we shouldn't have to rely on Allen having to put on the Superman cape every time, but that's what it's going to come down to.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just lost power somehow in half of my room.
Yeah, the wind's getting bad here too. I can hear it outside.
All right, but you can still see me. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey,
We're surviving here.
there you go.
Sexual.
No, I agree. And I'll throw out this too. Jim Graham is throwing it out there. We're going O-line down. Gave up 5 sacks. Josh was running for his life at times. Jim Graham also said Josh needs to lead the receivers so that they can get yak. Just cost us potentially TD. Yes, they definitely did. And
let the O-line and Josh rest this week.
Yep. He's got a consecutive game thing to do, so he'll probably come out and get that first snap.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to see a lot of play time out of Josh. You got me still?
Yep.
All right. Let me see.
Yep. I would say what we're going to
for a
expect this week is, yes, Josh Allen's going to go out and take the first snaps or a couple snaps. But I was talking to a buddy of mine. Our kids play basketball together, and he wouldn't mind if Josh Allen came out there, depending on what the Colts game looks like with JT. The Bills come out and give Allen to hand the ball off to Cooks for the first whole drive. Hopefully they drive down. And what I would like to see is maybe a tush push to give Josh Allen that 40 consecutive touchdown seasons, and also give James Cook the rushing yards or the rushing title. I know it's selfish to think stat-wise that. I prefer, to be honest with you, I want the stats for the guys because I think it's awesome. It's bragging rights, but I'd also like it if they just rest everybody for this upcoming game because a healthy Josh Allen I think he needs, Scott says he's tired. I think he needs a rest. I think he needs a break for a minute. Have Trubisky come out, beat up the Jets, throw 45-10 on them, and then we can compare Trubisky to Drake May, and we can compare those two, how they're probably equals.
Right. It's like you said, it's not that we're not fighting for first place anymore or anything like that. And it's not that you want to not, especially the last game at home, Josh wants to be out there the whole game and put on a show for the fans and tear it up. But I agree with what you both said. He's tired, man. And this is not the time that you want to start risking. We saw it last week and the week before. And I think, like you said, it's coming down to just tiredness. Do you want to risk a wrist injury, an arm injury, something stupid that could hinder it when it, like you said, it sucks, but just rest them, rest the starters. I think that's what's going on with the O-line too, because they were tearing it up the beginning of the year. Like they were damn near unstoppable. And even with Allen running around, I was like, golly, man, you still can't get the ball off. So, yeah, I think you said let him go out, hopefully, like you said, he can get to 40, let Cook keep the rushing record. But let's just take a week off and give him time to rest and then run it through the playoffs tough.
I'm sure those two guys would rather have a Super Bowl ring than a rushing title or a 40 consecutive TD season. So, Scott, you're muted. Click the button, bro. It's his first time, Corey.
Well, my mic also went out during that. That's the thing, is that rushing record. That's the one thing I'm worried about. I don't care about Josh's stats and all stuff. Get your consecutive game. go ahead and sit. We got our spot, and hopefully, I'm actually hoping for it. It's a New England Patriot game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
But I believe it's a 4:25 game, something like that. So I do believe that the Colts might play before then.
They play at 1. Yep.
They play at 1. So we will be able to tell if what's the number 28 there? What the hell is his
JT.
name? JT.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan Taylor. If he puts up the numbers that where James Cook has to have a couple touches, or he just shows up and leaves. But right behind him, I think Barkley, or not Barkley, but Henry maybe is 150 yards behind him. And if he has another game like he did last week, that may be in trouble too. All right, enough about this offense. So we got to get to the next game eventually. So let's do defensive ups. Give me, Jarrod, I'll start with you. Give me an up for this defense.
Can I say the whole defense? Does that work?
Yeah, that works. And then
no, those so Scott, last Tuesday you said what's going to be key to this game are the hog mollies up front, and they definitely were. They definitely were the factor. Scott said, don't get behind the chains. Every first down, they either got a 2-yard gain or they lost yards because of these guys up front penetrating. So it was 2nd and long and 3rd and long all game long for these Philadelphia Eagles. And then when that happens, then you allow for people like Matt Milano to eat, which he did. He had some good hits. Thompson right there. I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know. I saw something about Bernard possibly being done for the year. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, I think number 45 there, our tackling machine, our mean linebacker is a great fill-in for him, and I'm excited to see it. But I got to give the up to the upfront guys that had penetration all day, made it hell for Saquon Barkley and the run game, and then made it 3rd down and long. What was the third 3 for 13 for 3rd down efficiency?
Yeah, that's
because they were behind the chains all day. Great job. I saw a podcast, a Philadelphia Eagles podcast, that I don't know why it showed up on my feed, but it did. And it said the Philadelphia Eagles did a great job of keeping the ball, managing the football game. And I think they were out. It's crazy. It's like, how do you manage a football game when you only got like 180 total yards? But time of possession was 35 minutes, 24 minutes. So the Buffalo Bills, that's why I told Corey, Bills dominated. They just made a couple mistakes that set them back. And obviously against good teams, you can't do that. But no, I know I'm going on a rant, but I'm going to go defensive line is my up.
Yeah, and I brought this team stats thing up. They did a good job, 3rd and 13. And like you said, staying behind the chains. They weren't the 3rd downs. When they converted a 3rd down, not converted, but gained yards on a 3rd down, it didn't give them the opportunity to have that 4th and 1 or 4th and inches where they could do their own tush push and be successful there. So they stayed ahead of the chains. They did a great job. And they deserve an applause because they played a really good running back in Saquon Barkley and a big time receivers and the crew that they have there. Corey, what's your high?
I agree. The defensive line, haven't been able to stop the run all year. And coming into this game, I was like, man, we have to deal with a running quarterback and Saquon Barkley. Like, it's going to be a day. And to see them just shut them down, not just the second half, the whole game, like Jerry said, the whole defense was on point. Like, if we could play like that going into the playoffs, and the passing game coming out. That's why I said earlier today, what was your guys' take on the game in general? Because even though we lost, there was a lot of ups to it. And I think stopping that run, if we can continue that and keep it going, those big boys up front, Groot, his name was called a few times. But good to see him making some plays finally. So, and then I think they even said, I'm not sure, but Ed Oliver has potential to make it back, depending on how far we make it in the playoffs. So there's another big guy we can have. It was exciting to finally see the defense show up the whole game. I think even like midway through the 3rd or into the 4th quarter, we held them. I think they had like 17 total yards or something like that. It was. I'm not sure what they ended up with, but for that, as the Bills D, golly, man, it impressed me.
They did a good job. And I brought up the scoring play drives because I wanted to point out that their first touchdown was a 45-yard drive. And let's be honest, it was a BS call. The New York didn't have the gall to turnover. That was not a turnover by Josh Allen. The second drive was 48 yards. So again, they're starting with the ball on on the Eagles side of the field. So they're going to get points off that. That's just one of those things. And their other field goal was a 61-yarder, which means they started at the 39. So on all their scoring drives, they all had decent decent starting at the line of scrimmage. So I believe the second one, though, is also after that BS punt interference call that was called against the Bills, too, which consecutive drives drives me nuts when they do something like that. That guy was clearly blocked into him, but again, New York didn't have the gall to say he was tripped into the defender. Let's give him 15 yards and get these guys going hot.
One more thing about this game that I don't, if you go back and watch it, even though there was a cheap shot by one of their players on our player, our Buffalo Bills did play a really, really physical game. They weren't afraid to make contact, and I think that's something different than we've seen in the past. We have some hog molly, especially in the defense, that are going to put their helmet on you no matter what, and I love it. I love it. That's good to be going in the playoffs with.
I believe the name you're trying to figure out, Jarrod, is Jalen Carter. He is a dirty player. He's been a dirty player his whole career. You can call him out on it. What's he going to do? Show up at your house? He's dirty. And the NFL will allow the Eagles to continue to get away with it. That was a clear eye gouge to Spencer Brown, a clear choke to Spencer Brown, and a clear miss by the refs to call that personal foul. It is what it is, but Jalen Carter's dirty, and he gets away with it.
Shout out to Spencer Brown, though, man. He's like one of the guys I would think I wouldn't really want to try to be dirty. Like, that's a big guy. And, like, you see him, like, when he gets excited, chugging the beers, and you would think he would be the type to, like, want to do something about it. But shout out to him for being humble and just keeping it about the game and not, making it into something and getting a stupid penalty or something like that, too.
Even after the game, going up into the tunnel, they were still talking. Right. Jalen Carter was still talking shit, and Spencer Brown kept us cool. So,
Yep. It's the difference between Bills and Eagles culture, my friend. Sirianni was talking crap at the end of the game, and his own teammates, his own playmakers were like rolling their eyes.
AJ Brown was like walking up like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, you guys didn't do shit.
Saquon telling guys in the shut your phone off. We don't do that. Stop video and stop. No.
Stop. He had 17 yards in the second half. You still won. Lucky ass mother truckers.
Right.
All right. The Bills defense did a great job. I'm going to go the only low. You guys can jump on if you want to. I don't think there was many lows. They trusted Trey White in covering some of the top receivers in the NFL. He did a great job, but my low was going to be no turnovers. In a game like this, I kept saying we need ours. We had a turnover that was given to them. I kept saying we need our turnover. We just need one. We just need ours, and that difference wasn't there. We saw what happened when Benford did it a couple weeks ago. It sparks the team. It gets them out. It gets them hot. We didn't get that fire. We didn't get that turnover. That's my only thing.
Yeah, and that's my thinking too. Is the turnover would have been nice, but we play the Eagles. They're a good team, and good teams don't turn the ball over. In a battle like this, you hope to get one, right? So they fortunately are a good team that didn't turn the ball over this game and hung on to the win. That's what good teams do. But our team is good at getting those turnovers, and if we would have got that one, it would have been definitely a game changer. I'm there for you too. They played a great defense, stout. They didn't allow the ball to move. They gave the Bills many chances to score. They just didn't get that big turnover, which hopefully, we'll see what happens these next couple of weeks. But no, good thing, guys. I keep saying it, and I'll say it every day until our fifth win in a row. If you see where I'm going with this, that you want to bring a run game, which we have, and a defense to the playoffs, and that's exactly what's happening to our Buffalo Bills right now. So keep believing, guys.
You gotta believe. Yep. Special teams in a nutshell. The good was Davis and his kick returns,
28-yard average,
and the bad was obviously bad Glee. The guy got cut for a reason. He missed an extra point, which I know I'm sitting here on the couch. I know I am, but if I get paid that much money, I should be able to kick. I should be able to kick if it's not blocked. 100% extra points. 100%. I'm just calling it. You could call me out for it, but I'm not a kicker. So,
right, you only have to do it 4 or 5 times a game. Like, huh?
In this case, it would have been twice if you made the first one.
Jesus.
Right.
Jesus Christ, man.
So there we are. Comments coming in like crazy. You guys do a great job as always. Again, thanks for joining us, Corey. We got about 20 minutes left of the show. This is the part where we transition to the next game. Jarrod, I'm so jelly. I don't dare touch alcohol till all this is cleared. But it's man,
I'm still drinking body armor. Yeah, Jarrod, you bet.
Did you split the G, Jarrod?
Nope, far from it.
Right. It's also our opportunity to thank our sponsors and thank our network, the Buff Fan Base Network. I on X and Twitter, and we are part of them. Been amazing for the last couple of years. Justice, all of them have a good thing going on there. A lot of podcast live streams that join them up, hit them up. They're scattered throughout the week, so join the page on X, and you'll see them pop up every now and again. We're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Love that opportunity. Love being affiliated with them. 26shirts.com. That's all I'm going to say. Go check them out. You're helping out a Western New York family. So
Was I there? Was I on that?
I don't know. When I look at the screen, it's all backwards.
Yeah, it's all upset.
So that's why I always, when Swank points it up, I do the
Yep,
deuces
yep,
like
I
that.
get you.
I got to get it right at all. Let's see here. Mary J. Brown Hughes says, believe Patrick Hughes. I think believe Mary J. Brown is Patrick's mother. We are just going to have to put the shoulder pads with spikes on them and call ourselves the Road Warriors. Let's go.
What's that?
All right.
Legions of Doom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dungeons of Doom.
Wow, look at you, Jarrod.
Oh, every Saturday morning, my friend, I used to watch that wrestling stuff. I love
That
it.
with American Gladiators, remember?
Hell
There you
yeah.
go.
We're about to switch our show name up. No, Corey, we don't watch wrestling anymore, but I'm telling you what, we went through two spikes of it when we were really young with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and all them. And then I believe, Jared, we got back into it when Nintendo 64 came out with all those wrestling games, all those polygon wrestling. We started watching wrestling back then when China was involved. And
I don't really watch it as much as I used to anymore. I'm not. It's just weird to me now.
But there's so many
over the
storylines
last
and all
year. It's just gotten weird. I'm good.
that. I think that's why we fall out of it, and then they get a whole brand new set of wrestlers, and you fall back in love again.
My kids love it, and we were watching it because they like to watch the Royal Rumbles, and Sarah and I are watching it for like 15 seconds, and we're like, she looks at me, she goes, "Did you not realize how?" I don't want to say fake, but fake it is. I was like, it's obvious. But where wrestling is very intriguing is the athleticism of these guys and girls.
Yeah,
it's
man.
nuts. That's where it comes in. There's a storyline. There's all this stuff. They do hit each other. It's not like they don't hit each other sometimes, because they really do. But it's their ability to manipulate their body so they don't get hurt. So they make these slams and these slaps and all these things look real. And my kids, Sully and Everett, love it.
Patrick Hughes says Guinness is good when you're sick. Not promoting drinking when you're pregnant, but Guinness is good when you're pregnant too. Debbie Emerton, hey Mafia, go Bills. Yep, that's me, Mama Hughes. I knew it. BWO going live Thursday, 6 p.m. due to the weather.
You promoted drinking while you're pregnant? Is that what you really did?
I'm not doing it, but the old Irish.
I'm not promoting
right,
drinking when
explain
you're
it.
pregnant, but hey, when you're pregnant, Guinness kicks ass.
It does, and post-pregnancy, it helps with breast milk production. So look it up. The Irish has got it going right. Well, lucky Irish.
Love you, bro.
All right, let's get this. Let's add this to the stage here, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna pull up. I like to pull up the Jets here and their roster, because guess what? We have a game to talk about, and what we like to do here, guys, is talk about keys to success offensively and keys to success defensively. We're not looking for the win. It'd be nice to have the win. We've already got a clinched playoff spot. Seeding maybe in order here. Currently, we are 5th. Correct?
I thought we were 7th, to be honest with you.
I think we're 7th right now. Yeah.
We're 7th right now, which means we would play the
Patriots.
6th. Yeah. Okay. That's what it is. I'm sick. Give me a break. So we have the Jets to play. It's a AFC East division rival. Obviously, we saw what the Jets did against the Patriots. A really, really good game to watch. If you're a Patriots fan, that was absolutely horrible. Just when you think NFL teams can't be bad, right? They're NFL players. You watch that game and it's like, holy shit, this is bad. This team really sucks. But you still got to play them, because those are the teams that seem to come out and beat the Bills this year, at least, right? Like the Falcons and all that stuff. But that's going down a rabbit hole. Let's talk about keys to success. I got their offense pulled up here. We're looking at their roster. They got a bunch of young wide receivers. Adonai Mitchell was brought in via trade this year. They got a nice, healthy line with a rookie right there. Quarterback, Brady Cook. We got those on our team. But a hell of a running back in Breece Hall, and then a blocking tight end there, Andrew Beck, as a fullback. Team offensively does not look like anything that's scary except for Breece Hall. and then that quarterback that no one knows who he is. What does our defense, Jarrod, have to do to kick these guys' ass this week?
Just continue what they've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Rely on those front 4 or 5 to get in there, the rotation that they have to just penetrate. And I think you just got to focus on, if you shut down Breece Hall, then the game's over. I think this game is going to be hopefully a simple game for this Buffalo Bills. Just play basic football like you see in the preseason. The thing I'm scared about the Jets is they are a rivalry team, and they do have some players on there that might be a little cheapy, but we need to get out of there healthy. I think that's the main thing, is get out of this game healthy. I think the defense, like I said, if they can rely on what they've been doing the last couple weeks and just give Mitch Trubisky the ball often, I think we'll be all set. But other than Breece Hall, who is fast, I think our offense or our defensive guys are up for the challenge. And I would say I don't know who you're going to sit on the defensive side because they're so injury prone. We never know who's going to be in there week to week. Yep. I think as a defense, I think you got to play our starters still just so they can get the game reps and stuff, whoever's in there. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about backups on our defense this week. I think they're all going to play just to keep it going.
Because I have to.
Yeah, because I have to.
All right, Corey, you're looking at this offensive, the 11 personnel. They have it right up there. That's pretty sweet. For those of you who don't know, 11 personnel, 12 personnel, you hear all that stuff. It tells you exactly what it is. 1 running back, 1 tight end. They utilize 67% of the time. What are the Bills doing this week to embarrass the Jets?
I think they're getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like Jerry said, like you said, all we really have to worry about, like you said, I'm not trying to talk about any given Sunday they could go off. Who knows? They could have 5 receivers have a 100-yard game. Who knows? Like you said, shut down Bryce Hall. I'm not worried about anything else. So I think those defensive linemen, I think they have a day. I think 4 or 5 sacks, easy. Like I said, not easy, but I just don't see them not. You put pressure on the quarterback and shut down Hall, and like you said, they have nothing. I just think it'd be one of those games that it'd just be a defensive day, turnovers, the defense having fun the whole time. And I hope that happens because then that'll fire up the offense, which the offense would be the potential one that would be the backups and that. So I just think it'd be a fun defensive game all day long. I don't really see too much. Like I said, knock on wood, any given Sunday a team could go off, but I don't think it's happening.
So this is what I'm looking at now. They've given up, and I'm going the same boat as you guys are. I think you don't do anything special. You just play hard-nosed football. Do your typical stunts, do your typical zones, do your typical misreads, try to confuse the quarterback. But I think you get to the quarterback this week. And I'm saying that because they allow 59 sacks, and in 18 games, I think that's just a little over 3. But with a new quarterback in there, Mr. Cook, he's played 4 games and he's been sacked 18 times. So he's giving up 4. He's coming down almost 4.5 times, almost 5. So why not? Why not? We got a couple of guys on the cusp of they need a couple sacks for a double-digit sack season. We've got Joey Bosa, who gets a big incentive this week if he gets a sack. So I think this could be our sack week. This will be a game where the fans have a great time watching these red helmets and getting a lot of sacks, reminiscence of the Pops and the Bennetts of the world. And of course, I'm not going to forget to say Bruce Smith. Duh.
Aaron Schobel, how dare you?
You know, that
Aaron
red helmet.
Schobel, man, that was my dude.
How dare you?
Well, that red helmet brings back a lot of memories as far as defense goes for us Buffalo Bills fans. So let's bring the sacks. Let's make life miserable. Let's give these Bills fans. It's just I've been sick and it's just hitting me now. It's going to be the last game ever in this field it's emotional. Yeah. I just hit a low, guys. I just hit a low. It sucks. It's going to be the last game of this season.
Your tickets are dropping. They're like $100. Let's go. Let's go.
I think it'd be huge for the Bills fans to watch them go out on top, sacking the hell out of a quarterback against the Jets. So it's going to be a good game for the fans. You guys deserve it. Bills go out and win it. Sorry to get emotional. Just hit me now. Last game ever.
That's me every day.
That's me every day. Let's go.
I puke on Sundays like Josh Allen. I'm not even on the team.
That's after the game when you got 15 in you.
Well, you get all involved in watching these games, and the season sneaks up on you. And then, I mentioned I've been sick 35 times today. but your mind goes blank. And then when you do a show like this and you're talking with your buddies and you're talking about the last game, the finale, and then it brings back like, oh, shit, this is the last one ever played here. It's a big deal. And enjoy yourselves, Bills Mafia, for sure. Party crazy. Those parking lots will not be the same because they're going to change them all up. So leave some blood and tears in those parking lots this week.
Yeah. There's a video already going out, the Hammers lot, the one where they do the catch-up mud. They're building something huge. They have it all wooded off, so they put plywood up so you can't see, but they're building something. They're out there with all kinds of stuff. Cool. So I can't imagine that tailgate all day. Oh, my God.
Well, the NFL's not smart by making it a 425 game. I could tell you that much.
Well, that's what I was like, no way, dude. Oh, man.
Yep, they're going to be lawsuits. Anyways, we talked about what the offense has to do, the defense has to do against this offense. Again, our lads puts it out there. They run a base 4-2 defense, which is kind of like a nickel, 4 linemen, 2 linebackers, and a nickel back. Corey, I'll start with you on our offense. I don't think we're going to see Josh. I think it's going to be a come out, snap the ball. I think the game before 1 o'clock game, the Colts game is going to determine, which you hate to say this, but might determine how many carries James Cook gets, whether or not the organization wants to give him the rushing title. But what's this offense going to look like? Is Trubisky just going to have a basic run offense, 5,000 screens and a lot of dives? What do they got to do against this Jets defense?
I hate to say it, but I think you're right. Trubisky just throwing screens.
Dump off.
No, it's no. Like you said, I don't think Allen will play too much. Cook's determined, so I'd like to see, even though it's Mitch as the backup, I'd like to see, maybe get Brandon Cooks and Shavers and some of those guys, try to get them integrated more. Like you said, not that we're not playing for anything, but even if we do lose this game by some mere whatever, it's not really a big effect to us. So go out there and try to keep that receiving game going. No matter what receivers you have out there, just try to call plays you normally want it. I'm not saying those weird trick plays, but just call more passing plays. Like I said, it's not that we know the run game works. We know it's effective. I don't think that we need to have a big, huge run day. I think, like you said, coming into the playoffs with backup guys in, just focus on the passing game mainly and try to hone more of that in. Even though it's going to be Trubisky and not Allen, it helps the receivers getting reps. So those tight ends that are getting healthy, I don't know if Kincaid will be in for this one or not. So just reps and hopefully build that receiving core.
I agree. They make it easy and just do dump off Trubisky, let him get to the running backs and tight ends and stuff and screens. But I do like that. We showed all the teams in the NFL a little bit of our deep ball. Let's just keep it up, get these guys acclimated to that deep ball. The more reps at these 50-50 balls, the better they'll get at it. I like that take, Corey. That was a good take. Jarrod, what's this offense got to do to get on top of this D?
Yeah, 100%. Exactly what I was thinking today too is we just developed a new long ball system here this last week, and I think Mitch is able to do that. Get Brandon Cooks going deep. Get Keon Coleman in there, see what he can get going deep. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe he shows an appearance. Give Shavers a ball deep. Just go deep. It's going to be very telling of what this Buffalo Bills team, and I hope whatever way they decide to go, I'm going to be behind. But it'll be very telling to see if they're chasing accolades or if they're chasing playoff wins, because I would love to see James Cook become the rushing record leader. I would love to see Allen get one more touchdown to continue his 40 touchdown season. But if they don't play them, then they're for real, or more than not, that they're serious about this playoff run. So if that's going to be how it is, if Trubisky's going to be out there and Davis and Johnson, maybe they bring up another running back that they have had on the practice squad all season to play, throw the ball deep, let it all fly, see what they can continue to do and develop that deep game. Because tell you what, if they catch a couple of those are starting receivers still out there. Yeah. We'll see what happens in the first playoff game.
Yeah, and for those of you who want to clip that, Jarrod's not saying that they're not thinking about the playoffs. Just with the way that the coaches have been coaching this year, it's almost like you hope that they would show us just by what they do on the field that they are more concerned with the health of our players for a healthy push in the playoffs. He's not saying that they're not worried about them. But that's exactly my thoughts. accolades over playoff success and Super Bowl, you go after that Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
James Cook is still the best running back in the league this year. Sorry.
Right. Even if you, like you said, even if you sit him and he doesn't get it, you can't. And that's not even being a biased Bills fan. You can't tell me that kid did not at least top 2, guaranteed.
Yeah. No, if Jonathan Taylor gets 20 to 30 carries this week, they're going after the running title.
Right.
Yep.
And if James Cook sits, he's going after that Super Bowl. And I'd much rather take a 1,600-yard rusher with 12 touchdowns going in the playoffs and running for a Super Bowl than a rushing leader.
There you go.
Yeah.
And an interesting stat. I know rushing teams tend to be a little more successful offensively. Did you see like the top 6 rushing running backs in the league? Only James Cook is on a playoff team.
Yep.
And King Henry, obviously, they have a chance, but barely. It's interesting to see. Usually the higher running teams, they're running because they're successful. Very good. All right, real quick, guys, we're going to go around the horn. We are going to give our X factors and our score predictions. I always tell people X factors could be a specific stat or what has to happen fundamentally in the game for us to come out on top. Let's see them in the comments. You guys are kicking butt as always. Corey, give us your X factor. What's gonna put us on top in the Bills for a Bills victory this week, and give us a score prediction while you're at
it. X factor, I'm gonna go that Bills D line. Like we said, I think they're gonna have a day. And I'm doing it because I felt like that might be Jerry, so I'm trying to steal his. No, I'm just messing.
It definitely is.
I just want to see sacks, man. Like you said, I think you were saying they average 4 or 5 a game on the guy. Let's go out there and just have a day, make it a fun defensive game. Like you said, I think I'm going to get a little emotional now, Scott. Like it's the last game there, man. Let's, give the fans what they want. And even if it's Mitch Trubisky and the offense, doesn't put up 50 points or whatever, it's another 14 to 13 type game. If that defense is shit hot and that D-line is hitting that quarterback and they're fired up and the defense is getting turnovers and stops and big plays, that just fires up everybody for it. Back up, third strings, it doesn't matter who's out there. That just makes for a great game. So, like I said, I want to see that defensive line go out there and just tear it up. And then I think I'm going to go – I'll keep it humble this week, 28-20, the Bills win.
There you go. There you go. Vegas has it at 7.5 point spread, so you're going just over with the 8 point win. There you go, Jared.
No, that's the thing, right? They're wearing those red jerseys or the red helmets with the jerseys, so they're taking that 90s Buffalo Bills nostalgia and they're going to run with it into the playoffs. Go out there, Bills Mafia, go out there, Bills players, have some fun, make it fun for the fans. Corey, if that defense is having fun, we're winning this game. So it's going to be an easy game if that Buffalo Bills defense. So hopefully they're having fun by halftime. The crowd's going crazy. But I think the X factor is going to just be coming out of this game healthy and on a positive note. I'm going to pity back on you, Corey. If this defense is having fun and they're getting after it, that's going to carry on into the playoffs. And it's going to be an exciting thing to watch. Go out there, Bills guys. Go out there, defense, have some fun, and represent this game and carry that offense who's just going to keep handing the ball off, hopefully, for the win. So, no, it's going to be a fun one to watch, but you got to come out of this healthy on a high.
There you go. There you go. I did mention the Bills are favored to win by 7.5 points. I'm going to give them 14. I'm going to go 28. Oh, I'm going to give them 28-10, so 18 points. I also want to throw out there that it's a perfect Bills game for December and January. Looks like the weather is going to be about 26 of a high with 30% chance of snow. So that's fitting. That is how it should be.
I didn't give a score prediction.
No,
Let's go 28-3 Buffalo.
There you go. There you go. My X factor is going to be and is always the Bills Mafia. They're going to be loud just because they're going to be extra intoxicated, and that's welcomed because we've been through a lot at the stadium, and a lot. They've been through a lot at the stadium. They've been through a lot with this team. The name changes, the location the same, places the party every week. It's all going to change, and it's going to hit a lot of people at different times. And with the booze flowing, it's going to hit them especially early, especially when you walk down that field. Yeah. I looked on that. Sure, you remember that feeling the first time we watched it.
Yeah.
The first time we went to a game, You hear the noise. The field is below sea level, so you're looking at the stadium like it's not that big. And you get out, you get your food, and you look down that tunnel, and then you see that fake turf when we first saw it with the red buffalo in the middle, that red end zone. Forever in my heart, forever in my mind. Bills Mafia, enjoy this last game at Highmark, Ralph Wilson Stadium, Rich Stadium, New Era, whatever you want to call it. We love that spot. It will forever have a place in our hearts. And that was going to be my final thought. Jarrod, go ahead. Corey, go ahead with your final thought, and then we'll give Jarrod's and head on out of here.
I hope that end zone's red, man.
Oh, yeah. It's the last time they're going to be playing there, most likely, so get it red.
Man.
Guys, real quick, that's why it's kind of important that they win this game, because we will have the top seed in the wild card. And the way the NFL is this year with the AFC, any of those teams can win. So potentially we could play a couple games at home if it worked out well.
Yeah. I could when you guys were giving your takes, it hit me real quick. I was like, I know we want them to sit and not get hurt and see some, but what if, man, with the red helmets and just the energy, what if they just come out the first drive, let Allen and the starters out and just run that old school K-gun, no huddle offense, one time, just send it down the field, boop, 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 boop. Oh my gosh, dude. See, I just make up scenarios in my head that don't even happen. Can we just write a story, just a whole storybook ending? Just let them have one drive, no huddle, just send it. Oh, man. No, I'm excited. Like I said, whether I'm there, like I said, we're going, but whether I'm there or not, it's the last game. It's going to be memorable, whether you're at home, whether you're there. For any fan, it's like you said, all the different names, all the memories over the years. The first game I ever went to with my brother, I remember Emmitt Smith was playing for the Cardinals at the time. Yeah. And that was the first ever game I actually went to. And it's just, like you said, the smells, every time I go there, I'm 37. Every time I go and see it, you get that smell. It just brings you back to that time of like being the little kid. And like last time I went, Steve Tasker came out and I was like a little kid. There were little kids there. I was shoving them aside. I'm like, yeah, right, dude. Get out. You don't even know this guy. Get out of here, bro. It was like me meeting Josh Allen at my age. I was like, get away from me. But no, I'm just excited, man. I can't wait. I hope we go out there. Like you said, the defense tears it up. The offense clicks. Mitch Trubisky has the game of his life. I can't wait, man. Go Bills.
That's awesome.
Final thought, Jerry.
Yeah, I made this baby a couple years back. Got Mark Maddox's signature on there. Never thought that they would ever wear them again, but they are. I'm going to wear this baby with them.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't wait to see Jarrod wasted on Sunday in that helmet. Scott, you're going to be sending videos.
And then go in the playoffs with this red helmet and go get the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. That's tight. Holy shit.
That's tight. Get it up. Pull the ears. It's all that hair you got there, keeping it tight. All right, boys. Thanks for joining, Corey. Again, BWO.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
6 o'clock. BWO at 6 o'clock this week. The fans, as always, thanks for joining us today, Jarrod. What's the one thing?
Next week, we'll be talking playoff football, baby.
Hell yeah. All right. Until then, we got a Sunday Sessions. It's a 4:25 game, so Sunday Sessions will be on about 3 o'clock. Swank, RT, and myself will be giving our last-minute thoughts and going over the actives and inactives. And like Jarrod said, next week's K-Gun Report, 8 o'clock, 8:30 as always, we will be talking playoff football. Can't wait for
sharing all the drunk videos of Jarrod in his helmet from Sunday.
There you go.
Thanks, Corey, for joining us tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.
Just hold me close, don't let me go. They found Jesus and we found love. Yes, we brought back the stars above. Just keep me young, don't make me old. Just hold me close, don't let me go. Just keep me young and don't make me old.